Today we're talking with Eason Huang about a side of Bluetooth that, many people don't immediately think of, not headphones or speakers, but the role that Bluetooth plays as the central nervous system to industrial operations. Eason is a product director who leads product strategy and development at Minew. Eason specializes in location-based services and has spent years working on the front lines to see what actually happens on factory floors and construction sites and complex operational environments where visibility gaps and safety risks and inefficiencies show up every day. Eason has seen firsthand how Bluetooth has become part of the industrial infrastructure. Welcome, Eason. It's great to have you here.
It's so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Just in case someone watching may not be aware, what does Minew do and how does your company fit into this world of industrial operations?
Minew is building the different series products like the asset tracking, beacons, tags, and the trackers, and we also build and design and selling the devices like the personnel wearable devices, and these are the things that we call the nodes and the end devices. We also create a serious gateway, the devices that captures the data from the end nodes. So we build everything like this just to provide the infrastructure for our customers like the system integrators and the solution providers. So we just provide these products to empower them to have much more suitable solutions for their use cases like the warehouse, logistic tracking, logistic asset trackings, and the healthcare and the hospital management, like the visitor management for security and the construction sites. So we build these things and to empower the vertical industry to make things running better, like the efficiency improvements and the make sure the security for and safe for the personnel. So we're so proud of that to add this value to the society.
When you look at industrial operations today, where do you see the greatest need and maybe also the greatest opportunity to improve industrial operations?
In terms of the greatest need and opportunity, and I believe the greatest need today is not just about the speed, it's about the resilience and the visibility. And these a couple of years have shown us how fragile the global supply chain could be since the war, the conflicts, and the trade war, and even the geopolitics issues out there. So the enterprise want to have the better control over their materials and supply chains. So in the meantime, the biggest opportunity I think is eliminating the blind spots. So many factories are highly automated nowadays, but once materials are missing or leave the production line or enter in a node warehouse, they essentially enter a black hole. So think about this. What if we can use a wireless technology like the Bluetooth to fill these data gaps in the real time? The business can shift from the reactive fixes to the predictive operations. So I think that is the key to true resilience.
I love that answer because I think like so many people might assume the answer is simply, speed, right? Just go
Mhm.
faster. But I like how you've reframed this discussion. It's not just about, productivity is not just limited by speed, but it's limited by what we can't see. And
Yeah,
visibility
yeah.
is really a critical starting point.
Visibility is it's crucial. Yeah.
So can you explain a little bit more about how industrial productivity depends on these hidden workflows that we can't always see in factories and supply chains and the impact that any inefficiencies can have on operations?
When it comes to the hidden workflows, these hidden workflows are basically the time of searching and waiting. So let me just give you an example. In a large warehouse, a worker might spend over their 20% of the daytime just looking for something, like specific workflows, materials like pallets, crates, or even tools. But this time does not generate any value. And the funny thing is that it's often hidden in operational reports. People don't like talking about it. So this workflow is so important because they're kind of silent killer of the efficiency for the operations. If you if you can convert that 20% searching time into production time, you would pretty much boost the capacity without buying any new machinery. So I think that's the power of data visibility.
The next question I had is, I'm curious, of those hidden workflows, is there one in particular that just kind of just drives you and your customer nuts? And how is technology helping address it?
Specifically, when an important tool or mode goes missing, previously the production line might halt for 30 minutes, like half an hour, something like that, just to find a specific branch, which will be worth like a few dollars. But it costs the company thousands of dollars in downtime. So today, technology like the Bluetooth solve this problem in a proper way. With the Bluetooth technology product like the beacons and the tags and even angle of arrival features, the worker can use the mobile phone or use an app just to navigate straight to that tool. And like using a GPS in a car, it's pretty simple. So this capabilities puts a stop on the efficiency game of the hide and seek.
Can you share a little bit more about where wireless technology is making the biggest difference today in industry?
The wireless technology makes this the biggest difference when the things are moving, which is what the wireless does and shines. Think of the pallets in a warehouse or even moving workers, the access of persons, they're moving around. But with the wire connections, you can only just monitor fixed equipment like the SMT machines. It's just fixed right there. But with the wireless tech, especially Bluetooth, that allows us to give every moving object a digital identity at a very low cost because it's low power, it's maintenance free for years. So it perfectly matches the flow of the physical world into the digital world, which is something wire tech simply cannot do.
How does Bluetooth provide visibility into asset location and condition?
So let me put it in this way. When you attach the Bluetooth tags on specific access, like the equipment or the moving pallets, they can periodically broadcast their unique ID, and with the gateways deployed across the facility, we can pinpoint their locations based on their signal strength, like RSSI. And for example, a tag on the cold change pallet can report the temperature information in real time. So this create a total visibility, answering not just where is it, but how is it?
And it's interesting because one of the ideas that really stands out to me is this gap between what you've described as records and reality. So where a system says one thing, but the physical world tells us a very different story. Why is that disconnect so damaging operationally?
Absolutely. A good example comes from a large automobile parts manufacturers. They have a major pinpoint. The production lines were often stalled, because their workers couldn't find specific high value things in a massive warehouse. They usually take a lot of time for preparation before productions, just searching a specific tool. But after deploying the Bluetooth tracking system, the worker can use the handheld terminals like the iPad or the phones just to find and search for the access they need or the materials they need for the productions, and the system would navigate them to directly to a specific shelf level. So guess what? The result was surprising. Their, the search time dropped from an average of like half an hour, maybe 40 minutes, to directly down to minutes. 3 minutes or 5 minutes. Just cut the time for searching, and the production stoppages due to the waiting for tours to decrease by over 80% to 90%. That's what I see. So I think that is the biggest difference and great progress.
That is amazing progress. The stat you shared where you can decrease your search time from 30 to 40 minutes to just 5. That's just with one asset and with one worker. But can you kind of help paint the picture of why this shift is so powerful when you look across the whole expanse of an operation at a facility?
When it comes to the general changes, it's not just 30 minutes upgrading. I think it's a total efficiency improving, like for months, for even a quarter efficiency improved. So if think about one person use less 30 minutes for preparations, if the team or even a group of people, they will greatly have higher efficiency for focusing on the production's time. So I think it's months or quarters less, or even just greatly improve the operational efficiencies.
Can you share any other examples where a Bluetooth-based asset visibility solution has made a measurable difference for one of your customers?
Pharmaceutical transportations from point A to point B, people want to know their conditions and temperature and the locations during this transportation. So the Bluetooth just tell the operational managers where it's located during the transportation on the road. So it is the real-time asset tracking, so they can have the total data integrity. So on the system, and so they can have the better control on the materials if things happen. So I think that is one of the example and use cases, not just indoor for the warehouse, but also for outdoor on transportation. It's all about the asset tracking and the data visibility to help people to improve the asset security, safety, and improve the operational efficiency. Yeah.
Pretty powerful, and you've done a great job of describing the tangible operational benefits that you and your customers see when basically every moving object has a digital identity. What downstream benefits does this improved visibility bring?
So when the visibility is established inside the factory, it becomes an accelerator for the entire supply chain. For example, when a pallet passes the factory's entrance, the Bluetooth system detects it and automatically triggering the inbound process and guiding the AGV to pick it up. So this tremendously reduce waiting time, and this transparency can improve the inventory turnover, making the entire supply chains more fluid and cost efficient for the downstream customers.
Let's shift over to worker safety in industrial environments. Where has Bluetooth made operations safer and smarter?
The Bluetooth makes the operations safer and smarter through sensing and control. First, sensing allows us to create a virtual geofencing. Uh, if a worker wearing a Bluetooth tag, like things like that, um, a Bluetooth badge approach to the dangerous machinery, the system identifies them instantly. So triggering an alarm or even stop the machine automatically. Second, it enables their smarter interactions instead of running back and forth to press the buttons. So the workers can now control the heavy equipment remotely via Bluetooth signals from a safe distance. So it's just like using a smartphone in a simple way um, for the operations. So that's why that's how the Bluetooth make the operational safer and smarter.
And safety is often seen as something that slows work down. How do you balance productivity with safety?
So many people assume safety slow things down, like stopping to check the hazards. But I think the technology eliminates that trade-off with the Bluetooth, and with the Bluetooth automatically interlocks. The workers don't need to stop and manually verify safety. The equipment senses automatically. So this could reduce hesitations and waiting time. In fact, a safe environment allows workers to be more confident and focused on what they should be doing, which actually is helpful for the efficiency in general.
And I'm wondering, do you have an example where sensing or proximity awareness helped reduce risk before an incident occurred?
On construction side, Bluetooth beacons and the systems are built for the workers and heavy equipment. When a worker enters a dangerous lifting radius, these smart helmets, smart helmets receive a Bluetooth warning signals, triggering an immediate safety alerts, post deploying and authorizing entering into the hazardous zones incidents dropped by, I think it's near 70%. So this example shows by fusing the real-time location identity and condition data, the Bluetooth technology is shifting the safety paradigm from reactive response to preventive actions. So in any complex scenarios where people and access need protections, it serves as reliable technological foundations.
What is the biggest before and after difference that you see when these solutions are introduced?
The biggest shift is in how decisions are made. Before that, if a manager asks, "Where is the boat? Where is the mold?" Sorry, the answer is like maybe in the warehouse. It's a guesswork. It's not specific or 100% sure answer. But now it's just take a look at the screen. At an iPad or terminals, you can see very clearly it's on the shelf 2 or the rack 3, and even with 80% battery, it's a knowledge. So we no longer waste time arguing about who lost what, and we just focus on much more meaningful things and optimize process. That is the biggest difference, I think.
What is the biggest misperception about Bluetooth that people still get wrong?
The Bluetooth is just for the headphones, the headphones and speakers, or it's only for consumer tech, not just for industrial grade. But the fact is, it's quite different. The Bluetooth products, especially with the angle of arrival, like this is what Minew does. or what Minew has been doing for years, uh, and the relay networking by the Bluetooth, it's relatively robust in harsh environment and in the business use, and it offers strong interference resistance. Think about the Bluetooth in the factories. It's not for streaming music. It's it's the nervous system for the operations. So it connects thousands of sensors, handling a harsh environment. It's pretty well, I think. So it's not just for consumer use; it's also for the industry use.
What broader impact do you see on industry and society?
With the global aging, a lot of elderly people, it's getting more and more. So hiring, it's a major challenges for a lot of companies. So by empowering workers with the Bluetooth technology, we transform heavy and risky blue collar jobs into a safe, smart operations. So this is not only boost the efficiency, but also brings the dignity back to the manufacturing jobs. Which is, I think, is crucial for attracting more young generations back to the industry.
What kind of world are we building? Are member companies like Minew building with these innovations?
We are moving toward a world of invisible intelligence, and people don't need to actively search for access anymore. So, like mine is building a lot of the asset tag or personal tag for asset visibility or personal security. So, the environment will sense your needs and respond quickly. When you walk up to the machine, it unlocks automatically. When running low on supplies, and the system reorders them for you. So the Bluetooth will become like kind of like electricity or air everywhere. It's everywhere. Uh, so it's essential, but it's invisible. So it will enable the world where things work together automatically, and freeing people from routine tasks so we can have much time and we can focus more on what truly matters, like creativities and innovations. Or we can just combine the AI technology with IoT together. That's how the AIoT comes from. Um, this is really interesting for the futures. So combining all this together, we can just make this world a better place, a smarter place, and a safer place.
Eason, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate you sharing such a valuable perspective on visibility, on safety, and how Bluetooth is transforming the way industrial environments work. And yes, I want to thank Minew and all of our member companies who are doing the work every day to bring these ideas to life, and whose innovations and solutions make these conversations possible. So thank you for spending your time with us.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, it's great to talk about this, what Bluetooth does for our society and for our world.